Hey everyone, I want to ask you, what is better, real estate investing or surplus funds? I'm going to answer that right now for you and let you actually answer that. But before I do that and tell you what I think, if you've not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. Click the notification link. I would love for you to be one of my lucky winners. Okay, so I just got asked to be on a podcast, which I'm excited about. It's a guy, and I'm not going to say quite yet because we're still scheduling the date and everything. But he wants me to talk about a couple of notes that I've done. And I was thinking a lot about this. Now, he's really promoting real estate investments. And I still do real estate investments on top of my surplus funds business. Now, here's the thing on surplus funds versus other investments in real estate. Now, in the beginning of this year, you've heard me talk about this before. I had a fix and flip in Fontana, California. I got the property. It was a distressed property, and I think I was all in roughly at around 60 to 65,000. Might have been above, and I'm giving you numbers just from the top of my head. Might have been a little bit higher, might have been a little bit lower than that, but it was right around there. The majority of people that I know don't have just 65,000. Plus, there was payments, there was overhead, there was insurance, there was some taxes, a lot of other things on top of this. And this was one of my lower end projects that I had here, and a project like this usually does not get brought to me when I got my contractor out there. So I've done enough deals where I took my head contractor out there and I said, hey, I don't want to babysit you. You've done a million different projects for me. Keep in mind, I've had contractors have had a fire. I've had contractors not show up. I've had these mysterious things appear. I've had contractors contradict each other. I've had fire contractors before. And this is since in the early 2000s when I first started flipping. Okay, I've been through quite a few, and I know good contractors and I know bad ones. And it's taken me a while to get to the level where I'm at. So I just told them, I said, hey, I'm not going to be over here babysitting you every day. I don't have time. If you do this like you should, I will give you a bonus, 10%. He did it like he should. I gave him the 10% bonus that he did. I showed up maybe about once a week. So I was at the property literally less than 10 times, if even that. And I probably more like 7 to 8. Okay, but there once a week, checking on the work and buying supplies for him. And I went to Home Depot, bought the supplies myself. We made 41,000 in 7 weeks, which is just an absolute incredible. There's surplus funds deals out there where you could be making 15 to 20,000 a month and you're not putting 65,000 up front. Okay, so I'm going to compare the two. However, don't get me wrong. This was brought to me by an agent, a very good one, knows his stuff very well. He knew that I could perform on the property, and he went ahead and he brought it to me, and I immediately closed and took over the payments. So that's one. I have a note, and I don't do a lot of notes. I've done a couple of them in my career. People always say, yeah, that's where the money is. So I have a note right now that is just now closing out. I've been in this investment for a couple years now. We are going to make about 55,000 on this note, and we're all in it for a same number, 65,000. We bought the tape for we bought the note on the tape that we got for 55. We went in with syndication here, so it wasn't just me, but a group of us went in. This woman in the note, she hadn't made her payments in a couple of years. Then she filed a Chapter 13. Then she filed a Chapter 7. Then she did a couple things to try to hold this up in the process, and she even sold the house illegally and said that she was the owner and everything when it got foreclosed on, and someone else has bought the house. Really sad. This lady gave her a down payment and everything else. A lot of fraud in real estate. I've always seen it. However, one cool thing about this is that the lady who was going to buy the house does qualify, and we're going to take about a $10,000 hit, and we're going to go ahead and sell her the house. We're all in the note at about 65,000. It has a face value. We got the property back at auction the other day. It has a face value right now of about 121,000. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sell it to her for the 121. Property's worth about 160. We'd have to probably put about 25 or 30 into it. We'd have to pay agents' fees and taxes. I did the math. We would make somewhere between 5 to 15. Like one thing about Fontana, California, when I was in this property earlier this year, we had equity rise, as you all know. And it was cool because this was the only 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-story house to sell the highest of its kind in the neighborhood. That was awesome. This house right here, it would sell fairly well. So I say about a $5,000 to $15,000 spread. At minimum 5, probably more like 50, somewhere about 10 to 15 is what my guess is. So I'm being a little conservative. Okay, so let's look at those numbers. There's going to be about a 55,000 return, and it is a total of, on the months that we've done, it has been a total. So that's $2,750 a month that we're making on this note. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a very good payout for 2 years. Very, very good payout. But let's go to surplus funds. I made $1,600 just this last Monday on my cold calling. I haven't gotten the contract signed back yet, but I'm supposed to connect with the guy later on today. So I made $1,600 in 1 hour. If I do that 4 times a month, once a week, I've just made $6,400 in 1 month. I mean, so what pays higher, property investing or surplus funds? Now, don't get me wrong. You can make money in property investing. There's a reason why I still do it, because I like my money to be earning money. I like to make money. There's some syndications that I'm involved in, and a lot of you've asked me about FAG and other things, and I've given a whole other video about that. But there's syndications that I'm involved in where I get a certain percentage of return on my property, on my investment every single year, and it's pretty awesome. So going back to this, you know, I'm making money on surplus funds. I love it. It's great. I'm making more on surplus funds than I am with property investing. Don't get me wrong. The note was kind of a typical note. The property in Fontana, I would do that again tomorrow. I mean, so making $20,000 a month. Well, you know, that can happen in the surplus fund business. That's usually as people get their peak, maybe a little bit higher, learning how to get deals and learning how to get deals done. So I'm doing this because I get asked this all the time. Hey, I still want to invest in real estate. I still want to do this. Let me just say with property investing, like not Fontana, but the one before. So I had a property in Laguna Woods, California that I had closed on in late 2019. It was going to be a $40,000, $50,000 investment, slam dunk. We finished the property in March. We had to have asbestos clearance and everything, city permits, people coming in, all the headaches, planned for all that, done all that before, seen that movie, passed everything in flying colors. City of Laguna Woods is telling me what a great flipper I am and a contractor I am, all this other stuff, and they're very difficult to work with. COVID hits and Laguna Woods shut down. It's a retirement over 55. They shut down. 3 or 4 months, this house just sat there. I have a hard money loan on the house. I have a lot of my own money into this project, and I'm making payments every single month on this project. Plus my investors, I had some investors in on this one. 3 months later, they decided to open back up. And thank God, there was over 200 houses on the market. Mine went up for sale. Obviously, it was up for sale, and it sold immediately. I made a $12,000 profit on that. I took a huge hit. I took a huge hit on that. And then with the 3 months and everything, and if COVID hadn't happened, I would have gotten a pretty penny for that. But again, I have a house payment of a couple grand a month. I have all this other overhead. And I have all these headaches. Let's go to surplus funds. I get a contract yesterday, and today's June 8th, so it was on June 7th that I got the contract. I'm getting $1,600, one of my lower payouts. I tend to get higher payouts. That's in less than an hour's worth of work. I get this guy. I get this. I get $1,600. I get the contracts mailed to them. I get them sent off where they go. And boom, I'm $1,600 richer. And I'll get one of those next week. I'll get one the following week. A lot more higher. I'm not paying a $2,000 a month loan. I'm not worried about the city insurance. It's selling it, falling out of escrow. There's a lot less stress. And people say, well, can you really make that much money in the surplus fund business? To me, it's a no-brainer. I wish I had known about this before I got into property investing. Yes, I love investing. Yes, I love doing this. But I think surplus funds is the way to go. So I've been asked that. I've gotten a few emails on this. I just wanted to do a video on this. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor, if you're not subscribed to my channel, click the subscription down below. Click the notification link. I'd love for you to be one of my lucky winners. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.